just going to start a new topic. It's called accounts payable and accounts receivable. Right. So you remember that initial days of our explanation regarding integrated business conceptual in SAP, where I have showed you that all each and every process, industrial process, that starting from generating one sales order and how sales order is traveling from one department to another department, one module to another module. Like one sales order is created, then if material is available, then we can bill to the customer. If it is not available, then that material will go to for sales order, for that finished goods material to be produced in your production department, by your production department, right? So in order to produce that goods, the production department will check in the warehouse how many raw materials are available, in order to produce that finished product. And based on the BOM and routing, like BOM, bill of material, whatever the bill of material has been decided. So in that bill of material, in that BOM, whatever the raw material is will be taken as a input material. Then accordingly the finished goods will be prepared. And if some material is not there, means raw material is not available in the warehouse, then that raw material will be procured. Okay, so production department will send that material to the procurement department to make that raw material available in a particular span of time, right? So that they can produce the goods and accordingly they can deliver to the customer, right? So when raw material is not there, then it will come to the procurement department to procure that particular raw material, right? So here just by traveling all this sales order, we reached here in the procurement procure to pay cycle, right? So this cycle will be followed only when we procure some goods, whatever the goods, like for raw materials, availability of the raw materials in the warehouse. So in that case, procurement department will procure. So these are the few steps to follow the procurement cycle, right? Right. So for that, for that particular raw material, these all the activity of procurement department. Okay. The reason of showing this all this process to check you that you will be able to understand that where we are lagging, where we are following this process, and which step, which module we are going to do the configuration, and we are going to take a training on this particular topic is called accounts payable. So this actually these all steps are regarding related to your procurement department till here. Goods receipt, right? But invoice receipt will be done by accounts payable. Okay, means from here vendor will be, your vendor liability will be generated, right? Means in this case your actual raw material inventory will hit in your inventory account, right? And then the liability, accounts payable or vendor liability will generated in your SAP system. Right? In the Miro, like we call the Miro. T code is a Miro. Miro is nothing but invoice receipt. Goods receipt is a MIGO. So in this case MIGO, MIGO is a T code and MIRO is MIRO. MIRO is a T code to invoice receipt from the vendor. So this this process is followed in case of automatic, when from the procurement department. So when the MIRO will be done by accounts payable department, from here, the liability will be created, like accounts payable will be created, and accounting document will automatically be created in us, in the background, depending on our FIMM integration. So we will be doing here, we will have one integration point, from goods receipt, we will be having one integration point that is called FIMM integration, where we just do some configuration in the system. Through this point, automatic account, GL account will hit in our financial account, right, from goods receipt also, and invoice receipt from the vendor also. So here, account department has nothing to do with any posting. Automatically, only when MIRO will be created, automatically in the background account will be created, right? Okay, but apart from these, automatic entries, the entry which is coming from accounts payable, we will be having some direct, invoice posting, from the accounts payable. Your accounts payable department will have some invoices which you receive from your vendor, and without without reference of any invoice, you can say, without reference of any automatic uh, you know automatic accounts to be hit in your system, in your big book of account. You can directly post some of the invoice directly uh, from your finance side, right? In your finance department, you will have a AP department, accounts payable department. They are handling this invoice created, from the procurement department automatically, and also some of the posting they are posting, some of the invoices they are posting from the accounts payable directly in finance, right? So in this case, this is called manual, you know accounts payable, manual, you know transactions, JV transaction for vendor side. Okay. So in this case, first of all, we will set up all this, our finance side, this accounts payable, we will set up all the accounts payable. What are the things that we are going to see in the accounts payable, and what are the things that we need to configure in order to proceed any posting of any invoices which we have received from the vendor. So what are the process, what are the things that we need to configure, we have to see in the next step, in the next slide. So generally what happens, so if we talk about accounts payable process in SAP S/4HANA, we will have some vendor invoice booking, right? As I just explained you right away, that vendor invoice is coming, directly booked from, with the reference of purchase order, right? Purchase order and goods receipt. Okay, that would be the part of your procurement department. But some of the invoices, vendor invoices, which will be posted directly to the FI side, finance side, right? Account side. So that will be posted through FB60. This is the manual entry, T code, JV, you can say it's a manual JV entry, to post any invoice, vendor invoice. So FB60 is a T code. Here you can post all the manual invoices of vendor. Okay, so in order to post one invoice, so how your system behaves, let's see, then you will be able to understand there. So what are the things you required to set up your accounts payable process, to post any vendor invoices. So what are the things that, what are the prerequisites that you need to set up in your SAP system, so that you will be able to post any invoices which you receive from vendor.
Nawaz, your voice is really low and
Yeah.
Cannot hear you properly.
Voice is low,
Very low.
but it's a clear. It's a clear.
It's clear but very
It's a
low.
clear or very low. Give me 1 minute. Give me a minute. Rohit, are you able to hear me properly?
Hi, Sarfaraz. I am able to hear you. I'm also hearing you properly.
Okay. So let me connect headphone. Hello. Is it okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Uh, I have showed you FB60 is a T code to create any vendor invoice. CI. See. So when you hit FB60 T code, right, this screen will display in front of you, where you have to post any invoice, vendor invoice, incoming vendor invoice, right? So here you can see, like in this transaction, you will be having R for invoice and G for credit memo. Okay, so R as an invoice, you are going to post any invoice. In the second, in the first tab of basic data, you will be having 5 tabs here. One, basic data, payment details, and tax and notes. So first of all, you have to give your vendor code. So vendor code will be created. So in order to post any incoming vendor invoice, you have to the vendor will be created in your system. Otherwise, it will not come, right? If you give any uh, vendor detail, hit enter. So actually, first of all, you change CSCI, right? So check vendor, none of the vendor you have created as of now in your CSCI. See, vendor is not created. So first of all, the vendor code is required. Okay, and the GL, all the expenses GL, right? So if you are purchasing anything from the vendor, so definitely, like expenses account debit to vendor account, right? Right. So anything you expenses, like suppose you are taking any services, like traveling expenses, some from some travel agent, so traveling expenses account debit to vendor account, that would be your accounting entry. So first of all, first and foremost thing is to configure the vendor, understanding the vendor and customer. So FB60 is your vendor, vendor invoice posting, and FB70 is your customer invoice posting. Same screen will come where you have to, in place of vendor, you will be having customer. So, to post any vendor and customer invoice, you will be having, these details, and you have to set up, you have to configure, you need to understand vendor and customer concept, and you have to configure in your system. Then the vendor will appear, that particular code will appear in the, while you post this invoices.
Sarfaraz, I have a question.
Hmm.
If I want to create a vendor on this page instantly, I want to create a vendor name or his details on instantly on the spot. How can we create? How can we make it, this thing?
You want to create a vendor.
Yes, yes, on this page instantly on the spot. I mean to say, when I'm going to enter the voucher entry in SAP against any vendor or in customer, I want to make that vendor details on the spot.
I mean, you want to make a vendor on a spot.
Vendor details.
I mean, you want to create a vendor master, right?
Mhm.
Just we are going to see the concept which I'm going to explain. The concept will be starting from there only. I'm going to explain how to create the vendor and customer in the SAP system. Okay. Once I explain, then you will be able to understand how to create the vendor and customer. Okay.
Okay, okay.
So the concept starts from here only. The purpose of showing first this screen, that you will be able to relate why the vendor we need to create in the system. Okay, so only to show you that this screen will display in your production system, also in your live environment, in order to post any customer or vendor invoices. So first of all, you need customer and vendor. So let's go to understand your exactly, and uh, first concept in accounts payable and accounts receivable is your how to create vendor, how to create customer, and what are the different prerequisites, what are the different configurations that you have to do in order to create any vendor and customer. So vendor customer directly you will not be able to create in the system. Before that you will be having some configuration for that, then you'll be able to create the vendor or customer master in your SAP system. So I have prepared from I have prepared these all things in order to explain you that when we create any when we post any accounts payable documents or accounts receivable documents. So first of all, you will pay, in FB60, you have to uh, post any invoices, incoming invoices means what? Try to understand why you have to, book any invoices which you received from the vendor. It means that you have purchased, or you have purchased some materials from the vendor, right? Or you have taken some services from vendor, right? So whatever the billings that your vendor will give you, you have to post in your system, right? That's what your vendor liability will be created, accounts payable will be created, and then later on the due date you have to make the payment to the vendor, right? So we talk about vendor.
Nawaz.
Yeah.
So the question here is like journal entries and posting them in every 50, creating in FS00 and posting in every 50. But here for vendor, creating vendors and posting the invoice is on the in the same page FB60. right?
See, so FB50 is FB. Oh, sorry. See, FB50 is GL account document.
Mm. We
GL
are
account document
posting
means,
GL entries here, right?
yeah.
Or for the
So
payable also we post it here.
yeah, yeah. So
Oh,
FB50 is GL account document posting. FB60 is your vendor document
when
posting, and FB70 is your customer invoice posting. Okay, whatever the service you provide, your company provides to a particular outsider, so you have to bill to your customer, right? Or whatever the things you are just selling to your customer, you have to bill to your customer. So this is nothing but you are billing to your customer. I
mm,
mean FB70. But direct GL to GL posting, you have to follow FB50. You can post GL to GL FB50, through FB50. Okay. So we will be having three important T codes. One for FB50 is for GL to GL, FB60 is for vendor invoice booking, and FB70 for customer invoice booking. Okay. So these are the when you post any vendor invoices, these are the T code that vendor you need to check the vendor balance, then FK10 and uh, FK10 and you can check the vendor balances. In you want to see vendor open line item, then FBL1N. Okay, FBL1N. If you want to on the due date, if you want to make payment to any vendor, okay, then you have to through FB F dash 53 you can make the payment to your vendor open invoice. If you want to in some of the case that vendor asks some advance, so you have to make the payment some advance or down payment to the vendor. So F dash 48 is a T code where you have to make the advance payment. If you want to, if you made the payment to vendor, if you want to clear that their invoices, so this is the T code F dash 54. Okay, and for accounts receivable also, these are the T codes which I have mentioned: customer invoice booking FB70 and customer balance. See, in this case, vendor balance means FK10N. Okay, K is a document type. In the document type session, in previous session I have explained document type, right? So K is a vendor document type, right? D is a customer document, right? So if you like replace in and S as a GL. So when we have posted a GL account FB50, it was FS10N. Now in vendor it is FK10N. Right? Here also in customer FD, you replace D, K, replace K from D, it will become FD10N, means customer balance. Customer open line item FB5 FBL5N. So these things, gradually you will be able to understand, you'll be habituated, and then frequently you will be able to use these T codes. Okay, you have to remember this when you are posting this. This is set of the T code that you have to remember, and it will you will be able to remember once you post a few documents. Then in the first or second instance you can refer, but gradually, as much as you post the document, you will be able to remember, and without referring any documents, you'll be able to type this document, I mean T codes, and you can check what are the balances, uh, account balances is there for a particular vendor. What are the line items if you want to check some line items? So what are the line items that a particular vendor has? If you are going to make the payment to the vendor, you will be you'll remember F-53. Okay, so receiving here in case of receiving incoming payment from the customer means you receive some amount or money from the customer. So F-22 28 is a T code where you have to post the incoming money, right? So each and every steps we have to follow. I'll be showing you and you'll be able to see the screen also how to post, what are the processes you'll be able to see. So these are the all end user activity that you have to your SAP users will post these things. Okay, suppose this is here I have explained like the format of vendor invoices, right? Means how you receive the vendor invoices. This is the simple format which I have prepared for you in order to understand that how you post FB50, how FB60, how you post means when you when you type FB60, okay, it means you are going to post some invoices, incoming invoices which you have received from your vendor, and you are going to post that particular vendor and this much of in a particular expenses or in a particular heading and amount, whatever the amount you have received you have to post here, and whatever the services you have taken from the vendor you can that much of services you have to post in a particular head. So how you post? Suppose in the real scenario, in the real uh, you know real scenarios or real example, like you'll receive invoices like this. Invoice you might have seen in your company, some invoices you might have seen that the heading will be there, right? Means this heading is for vendor, whoever have supplied your services or goods. So this is the actually vendor name and customer. Whatever the customer means, it will be you, right? Means your this vendor and invoice to you means this would be your company's name. Invoice number, they'll be giving some invoice number XYZ or 10123455 or 100 anything. An invoice date. Whenever he invoiced to you, that particular date will be mentioned there. And one more important thing would be there in your invoice. So before, as you know that before starting any business with the any vendor or customer, to make the relationship or to make the contract, first of all they need to make a contract that what would be your term and condition of making the payment. So there might be many different terms and conditions that customer and vendor will come into picture, and then they will make a contract that depends on the vendor to vendor. It will vary from one vendor to another vendor. Some vendor will ask that I need some 30% advance first, you give me 30%, then the rest of the things you once I shipped all your requirement or all your you can say materials, then in that case you can pay rest of the amount. Okay, or that is called actually payment terms of payment. Okay, like in case I have due date, how due date will after 15 days. If suppose 15th of September they have invoiced 15th of December, and he is making one condition that after 15 days means after 15 days you have to make all the payment. So he is giving you only 15 days credit. Okay, so this is most important things. Without here the credit, for any organization credit check will apply, credit management, because we cannot give more than a credit worthiness of any customer, any vendor. So this is the term making payment terms. This is most important thing, and this will be vary from one vendor to another vendor. vendor to vendor, it will definitely vary. Depends on your contract, how you are making contract with a vendor, and how they are, agreed to supply your goods. That definitely will vary from one vendor to vendor, and you have to make a contract based on the agreement of the vendor. So this as an example I have given, like after 15 days means 30th, your due date will be 30th 12 2022. And this would be the format, like you can say service one, repairing expenses, right? So 10,000, right? Or you can say, yeah, 10,000, and tax would be 1800, and your net value will be 11,800. Service number 2, maintenance charges, quantity 2, so 20,000, 3,600, 23,600, right? Or anything, quantity 1 or 2 or whatever. So total value will be mentioned here, 35,400. Amounts involved 35,000, like this all, net value, and then some term and condition will be mentioned here. So this would be actually the format of any invoices which you receive from your vendor. So it depends, like format could also be changed, from one vendor to another vendor. But in German, in the general terms, I have prepared one format in order to show you that what you post from, what you take any reference, in order to post on a vendor invoices, you have to take the reference from this invoice. Okay, like you have to definitely in FB60 you have to take, like, which is the vendor. So vendor, this is HD Power Limited, some vendor is there, right? And invoice date, which date they have invoiced to me, so you have to refer, like, so whatever the document you post, you take the reference physical invoice, sent by your vendor, and then you have to, your account department, your AP department, accounts payable department will post this vendor in SAP system. Okay, so we explained the format. So as I mentioned before, posting any invoices or any vendor, we need to, in order to create any vendor customer master, first of all there are some set of few configuration that we have to do in a system, and then you'll be able to create the vendor master and customer master in your system. And then based on the custom vendor and customer master, you have to invoice, you have come here, and then you have to make an invoice, post any invoice. So just go and create this, follow this configuration. Okay, so in S4HANA, let me explain you the business partner concept in SAP S4HANA first. So in S4HANA, business partner concept now is applied, in order to reduce your redundant data. Because of that, SAP has brought one concept as a business partner, which he like included all the vendor customer data into one place, and he removed the mini data footprint, which it used to be there in a ECC system. So what is that? Let me tell you. Before, I don't know if it will work here or not, because this is XK01. No, it will not create, right? PP. So these are this is the T code FK01 in order to create one, your vendor master. So system is giving you that BP redirecting to transaction BP as transaction FK0 is obsolete. You can see this information. In S4HANA, it is giving this message, but let me show you in my ECC system, what it is showing. You'll be able to understand the difference, and then I'll go further drill down and explain why BP. What is the purpose of creating the BP? See, when you type FK01, are you able to see my screen, guys?
Yes, Sarfaraz.
So you can see ECC, this is ECC 61, ECC EHP 7. When you type FK01, your system is giving you this screen to create the new vendor code in company code level, right? But when you are typing this T code in S4HANA, your S4HANA is giving automatic information that you cannot use FK01 now. You can redirect it. S4HANA has redirected this FK01, and this FK01 is obsolete to BP. Means now you have to type BP, and then you will be able to create anything else. How? BP is nothing but the business partner. Okay. So this is the screen that your SAP has given the functionality that whatever master means regarding accounts payable and accounts receivable. So AR and AP means vendor master and customer master you can create from here. Either it is a person, matter of person, or organization or group of any organization or any person. So what you have to do, suppose you want to create any organization or any vendor, then first of all what you have to do, first of all you need to create the role. So totally vendor and customer has been clubbed into a particular role. So going forward, like why this SAP has given this functionality, because uh, in you can say that in in one organization there will be a different module, right? Like you can say we will be having SD module, PP module, MM module, right? And quality management, plant and maintenance. We'll be having HR module, right? So one customer or employee will be they will play a different role in one organization, right? Different role. A real example is that suppose you are purchasing some goods from XYZ, and on the other hand you are also giving some services or selling some goods to that XYZ vendor. So in that case the vendor become your customer also, right? So vendor and become customer means if you create in ECC, if you create vendor and customer information in your system, then in order to create any master, first of all you have to give this all basic information, right? You have to give customer vendor name, addresses, phone number, telephone number, okay, zip code, and all the information. It's all pages of information, and few information you have to provide in order to create any vendor and customer. So you just think that only one vendor in one organization, in one organization you are just you have you are doing the business, or you are providing to service to them, or as a one vendor. It is not a two vendor, only one vendor. That vendor is also your customer. So in ECC, you are be, you are be able to create two different, code and giving two different, same address to two different number, right? Let me give you example here. Suppose Rohit and Ansar. So Rohit is running an organization and he is making he is selling to or using some goods from Ansar, right? So Ansar is a vendor, okay, and Rohit is a kind of customer, right? So and in the in few cases that in the river direction, Ansar is also, Rohit is also providing some services to Ansar. So Ansar would become a, customer in this case, and Rohit will become a vendor. Correct? Reverse direction. So in order to create vendor and customer, if vendor is the customer, if vendor is a, vendor is a customer, one person, so number code 1 and code 2. So any vendor and customer will be having three segment: general data, purchasing data, company code data, company data, and purchasing data. Okay. So you just think that in one person, if you create in your system two different code, means for one single person you are giving same information in your system, you are feeding same information, general data, that would be same. Means Rohit will be created, Rohit is playing as a vendor here and here also. Means he is uh, purchasing some goods from Ansar, and on the other hand he is selling or he is giving some services to Ansar. So he is playing vendor and customer in this case. So in ECC, this data, when you are giving the same data, in order to create the two in one vendor in your system, means it is automatically your data footprint, means duplicacy of data. And that if any system, okay, if unnecessary data will be there, then your system performance will very slow. That's why ECC 6.0 or ECC version was very slow. So now SAP they have studied, and then they came into conclusion what they have to do. They will create as a BP, means business partner, and they will segregate in role wise vendor and customer determination. How vendor and customer will determine? Based on role. See, this is the created in BP role. So when the standard role is so standard role in your business partner is for supplier it would be this is the coding standard coding FLVN00. This is a standard code role that SAP has given for supplier. So whenever you create any BP and you give this role, it will the system will identify that for the BP code would be one, and in that BP code what is the role of the supplier. So role would be anything else, vendor or customer. So if this role will be changed means your BP number, your vendor or customer number will be changed. So FLVN00 SAP has given standard code. It means supplier financial accounting. Financial accounting means only if you create any vendor number in this role, it will be identify that you have created only accounting, accounting view of any vendor or supplier. And FLVN0, see N00 N01, that would be supplier, means that would be your this one company code or purchasing organization level. Purchasing organization I explained you that in procurement department you will be having purchasing organization, right? So this organization level means where the vendor have purchased the goods in which in one plant, which purchasing organization, it will be identified from there. Likewise for the customer also, for customer FLCU00, customer accounting, FLCU01, customer means sales organization level. And one more role we will be having for credit management. So UKM000 is for SAP credit management role. So this 5 role you need to understand. You will be having, you have to remember while creating any, you have to identify that which role you have to select while creating any vendor or customer. Okay. See FLV FLVN00 standard, and you can see that many roles, in when you click in PP role, you will find many roles. So this is as a test system. All the students, all the candidates are creating a different role, but I will recommend you don't create any extra role. This is not acceptable in your production system. It is totally not suggestible to create any role, change any, even though you cannot change any vendor or customer role in your system, whether it is your development system or quality system. That should as it is, whatever SAP has given, the best recommendation is to create and use this role, 5 role. 2 is for vendor, 2 is for customer, and 1 is for your credit management. That's it. So based on this, you will be having, on top of that, you will be having one BP role, and in that you will have a different business partner, vendor and customer master role. Okay, and on that grouping. So grouping is, what is grouping? Like, as you know that vendor and master play a different group means a similar nature of business. Like if you say domestic business, domestic supplier, all the goods which you are receiving from the domestic supplier, means only in India. So you have to make one group, domestic supplier, right? And export or import supplier, right? In case of customer, so domestic customer, and export customer. So this is nothing but your group. So here you have to create one group. If you see that externally, say domestic vendor and domestic, so this you need to prepare. You have to do the configuration from your own in order to identify which group you are going to post. You are going to create one vendor master or customer master. Okay, so how, and in that grouping you will be having some number ranges. Number ranges means, suppose one group is carrying one number, domestic you are giving 100 to or 1000 to 199. Import, for import you are giving 3000 to 399. For domestic customer you are giving 5000 to 599. And for export customer you are giving 6000 or 7000 to anything else. I'm giving just like this so that we will be able to understand. So this is what number range is. So whatever domestic customer means, whatever supplier, vendor, domestic vendor you are creating, that will pick up from this range. Right? And on top of that, BP, group, and number range, and its number range. So I told you, like, first of all we need to create BP in the system. Until unless you create BP, your vendor and customer will not be created. So this is the master actually. This is a top master. BP role is a top master. First of all, you need to create the BP. It's a grouping, it's a role, and then on in that you have to create this customer and vendor master using this one. Okay. Okay. So you remember, first of all, before creating, I told you, like, before creating your BP, role or customer, you need to set up some, you have to do some configuration. Account group, see, grouping, account group, you have to create the account group in your system. This is the first. Before grouping, on from the top you are coming bottom. First of all, group means you are creating, like, how many groups are there, how many groupings, what are the nature of your vendor or customer in your company. Domestic, some domestic customer, import domestic vendor, import vendor, then one time vendor, then you will be having some trading vendor, right? So several natures are there, several natures or several groupings are there in your organization. Based on that, you have to create that grouping in the configuration. So let's go and do some configuration in the system. PRO, financial accounting, accounts and receivable, receivable and accounts payable, vendor account. See, I have given this the path also. Vendor accounts, master data, preparation for creating vendor master, master data, preparation for creating vendor master, and then define account group with screen layout. Okay, so let's create your vendor. Okay, so account group like uh, what is your company code, Rohit? 9
9949.
so 99 DM. You can
No, no,
99 DM
4949.
9949, right?
9949.
That's what initial you can take 99 and DM.
Acha,
DM means domestic. In order to identify, right? How you give your account group, that totally depends on your client. It will be decided how they want to create the account group. Okay, like in GL master, when you create the GL master, what is the meaning of account group there? Let me show you again. FS00. Take any GL. See, you'll be having account group, right? In the while you create the GL, you'll also have an account group. So in GL account group, you wanted to bifurcate which nature of GL it is. It's a asset accounting, asset or expenses or income liability or secondary GL, secondary cost element, right? The same, likewise, your account group means similar nature of posting. Similar nature of posting means domestic, export, import, right? So give your import vendor 9949. If you want to click, if one time vendor, what is one time vendor? You have any idea, guys? One time vendor is nothing. Yeah, please tell me.
One time vendor means that vendor only one transaction, and then after he will not come
Okay,
after
yeah.
that.
So only one time transaction will be there in your organization, or you'll just make any invoices and then make the payment to that vendor, close it. Means that vendor will nothing to do with the future transactions, right? So in that case, if you are creating any one-time vendor, means this vendor group particular that you have to create. Click here. It will be system will be identified that this is the one-time vendor. Okay, if you are not giving any check mark here, then it will be your total you are going to make the transaction for this particular vendor in that particular group. Okay, and you identify that this is your fill status. Fill status, you know that fill status in case of GL there we have like surprise, optional and required entry. If you want to keep any field as a suppress, require or optional, you can choose here according to your client requirement. Okay, save it, save in your configuration. I'm using Rohit's one, so I'm saving the configuration. Okay, and create another one. If you want to create another one, next entry, go next entry, or else you go back and create another new entry. You give domestic, and now you are giving import, right? DM. I think I have created wrong. We have to give as 9999 DM. I have created 99 DM for import. I have to create this for domestic, right? DM means domestic, right? Domestic. Create new entry and give this import vendor. Import already exist. Somebody has created. I think I have created only 99 IM. So check 99 IM. Click here, give 99, save it. So this configuration, in this configuration you have defined only domestic group, you know, and import vendor group. Okay. Create number ranges for vendor account. Okay, go back. So you search create number ranges for vendor account. Okay. Click here. Financial accounting, vendor accounts, master data preparation, assign number range to vendor account group. Okay. So assign number ranges to vendor account group. Your vendor account group is 99 DM. Okay. So if you want to create any account, number ranges, you can create. Otherwise, it's already there, right? Some of the number ranges you already have created, and in that case, you have to, give this. You have to choose out of this, right? Once you click, then it will be shown you that how many number ranges are there in your system. Okay. So you can choose anyone, or else you can create your own okay. So you have taken, I think everything is occupied 99 ZZ. So let me create add here your number range as 9999, and I have given the example like 1000 to 1999. I don't think it will be, see, overlap, interval 99 overlap. Overlap means it is already taken somewhere else. Okay. System will not allow you to process because it's overlapping. Overlapping means you already have created in between of some of the your number ranges. So where is that? I have taken 99, right? So 99 will be here. So in that case, we have to randomly we have to check which is the free number ranges that we can take. 399, 3000, 3, or like 89, overlap. This is also overlap. 79 1279. See, this is taken, I think. Save. So 99, this number ranges, you have created, and then you need to assign for your vendor. I have taken, I think I have created C1 for my company. Okay. There is a 99 here. Yeah. And also check this external. Why external number has to be created? Because you have to, it is totally dependent on the BP role. So, before creating any vendor master, you have to take manually this number, this coding in between this 79 0001 79 0099. Okay, and from 1 to 99, and this would be the series. Okay, save it, saved, and assign in your vendor group. Relation save. First of all, we are just doing the configuration for vendor P2P accounts payable. Then later on, once we complete accounts payable, then we will configure, we'll do this for our customer. Okay. Second, so first this is done. This is done. This is done. Third configuration, assignment number ranges to account group. This is done. So create same number range. See, same number range for BP. One more concept you try to understand here. Let me go here and open BP. Let me open anyone's number somebody has created. Test Hyderabad. Okay. They did not create. I'm trying to show you something here. Be with me. Everybody has created only general data. See, business partner, you give business partner here, and if you want to, the CP will give you the option for business partner. What are the business partner you are going to, display? So it is, if it is supplier, then give supplier. If it is customer, then we have to give the customer. So, and maximum hit. Whatever the hit means, you want to display maximum hit 999, you give 999. Or if you want to display all together, so don't give anything, and then you click on start. So all the vendor master which has been created in your system will display in front of you. So actually I just wanted to show you the business partner. Okay, nobody is created. FLB 0 nothing. Nobody is created. So I'm just checking that if somebody has created. No, see, if somebody everybody has created this general data, means say only simple vendor business code, business partner BP they have created, but they did not create the vendor code. Right? So let me show you. You see this 3023. Somebody might have taken this range. That's what BP partner is coming 3023. Okay, and their vendor master will be different vendor code. Right? Try to understand here. BP code and vendor code. So you have taken vendor number range as 99, and in 99 you have assigned 790001 to 790099. I think whenever you create any vendor master, so in between means first of all, first number will take this one, and then going forward in between the number will be created in your system whenever you create any vendor master. But what about BP code? So if you like assign some different number range, suppose 1899, 18, if you assign some 89, I'm giving the example only. You are assigned 89 and you are giving this number range, range like 100 to 199. Okay, so what does it mean? Your BP first BP number will be 89. If you create first BP, it will be 89, and corresponding vendor, if you create any vendor code, that would become first number this. See, so BP would be 89, vendor code would be 70001. But you should not take care, or nothing has to do with the BP number. You have to only this is only usable whenever you make any transaction of your vendor. His actual number, his actual code is this. If you don't remember this one, it is okay. This is only to identify this particular BP, what are the corresponding vendor or what is the corresponding customer. So BP is 89, maybe customer number would be 980001, but BP in case of BP only 89, and customer vendor 7990 and customer this. So this is the set actually. So whenever you search, whenever you do any transaction in FB60, this vendor, which is the code that you have to consider, only this code 79. So all the transaction, all the posting will happen, all the your vendor payment, you have to select this code. You should not select this code. But SAP best recommendation apart from this, SAP best recommendation is to give same code to BP. Okay, so that it will be easily identify that if you create your vendor code 790001, just try to give your BP number as a 79001, so that in the future, if any occurrence is coming and any bulk data you have to extract from your master as a master, or transactional data or historical data, okay, after 2 3 or 4 years, you will be easily identify that this vendor code is related to this BP. Only in order to identify, not there is no much concept over here. Only in order to identify, that you will not be confused, user will not be confused that this vendor code is created under which BP. Okay, so this is the concept, and you have to do the configuration here in the second line, the fourth line. Create same number range for BP. Okay, no range which create for vendor, number range which create for vendor. So whatever the number range you have created for vendor, same number ranges you have to create as a BP. So their configuration is the path is different. Okay, go there to configuration. Close this all, and their configuration is cross application component, SAP business partner, basic settings, and number range and grouping. Define number range. Create. Try to define same number range over here, 99, and give 790. See, interval 99 already exists. Somebody is already created 99 in this system. Okay, so try to check what is the 99 and what is the range that somebody has given. See, somebody is already created 99 and they have given 12,000 to 12,999. Okay, so in that case, what will happen in your production system when you do live project? Then if the concept is only that if your client wants same number range of the BP, should be equal to our customer vendor number ranges. So in that case, same number ranges you have to create here, whatever number range you have created there, and same series you will assign in this particular number ranges. And in the next configuration, when you assign this to your grouping, that will take from there, and accordingly your number ranges of BP and customer vendor number ranges will match. See, will not find. So what you have to do, BP grouping, create new entry, create your grouping 99 DM, DM, what configuration you are doing here is you are assigning your number range, right? So 99, you give 99 of your like in number range you give as 99. $99 already exist. How come? $99 is already exist. Only you give 99 number range. Okay, save it. Okay, here you type BP grouping for 9949. Guys, are you able to understand? So this grouping of BP business partner grouping I have done in this configuration. It means what? For BP 1200 number, but for vendor master it will be a 17, 790001. In this case, only different number ranges for the BP and different number ranges for vendor customer. But as for your client requirement, if they are asking that same number range, we have to we want to keep BP grouping code for the same number and for vendor master same number. So what you have to do there, you have given 99 because this is the test system. This is all practice server. So many people have created. So in your test environment, in your company where you are starting the project, when you select 99 or any number AFD or any grouping number they will provide, client will provide. So whatever the ranges you will assign, that will be free. It will not give you error as a the number range is overlapped. There you will not find this kind of error. Okay, but as somebody has already created 99 as a 1200 and they have given some different range, so I just wanted to keep different BP as a different vendor. This is only discussed. There's nothing nothing to do with your posting or any other configuration, any related effects of posting. It will not do. Only the ranges. Just wanted to explain the ranges only. How the ranges, how number your coding will come into your vendor and customer. Are you able to understand? Yes.
Yes, sir. But इसमें you have not assigned any grouping number for IM for the import customer.
Import
99
customer.
IM.
I'm just yeah. So for I'm giving only example of domestic customer. So for
Okay.
import customer, that is the different different group, right? So I'm giving one example, and for export customer, same configuration that would be for you guys, है ना? For the practice.
ठीक है.
ठीक है. So assign same number ranges to group. If your client want vendor number should be same as BP number. See, define number ranges, cross application, SAP business partner basic setting, number ranges grouping, define number ranges. So when I was about to define number range, that system was giving the error, and it was assigned in the different number ranges. And business partner and vendor master synchronization, right? When you want how the system will identify that your BP number and customer number will synchronize, will come into one line. How? So This is one configuration, business partner and vendor master synchronization. So synchronization will give you like whatever BP number you are creating and whatever number ranges you have assigned in your BP group. So referring that BP group, whatever number ranges you have given in vendor master vendor BP vendor number ranges, so both have to be aligned. So how they will align? It will align with this configuration. So go there, cross application, master data synchronization. Okay, go back. Cross application, master data synchronization, master data synchronization. Give me a minute, guys. Yeah. So which is setting for customer vendor integration, business partner setting for vendor integration. Customer vendor integration. Setting for vendor integration field assignment. Setting for vendor integration. Setting for vendor integration. Field assignment for vendor integration. Assign key and then define number ranges for direction BP to vendor. Okay. Click here. All the path I have given here, don't worry, you can follow this path. You will be able to reach there. Assign key, define number ranges for direction vendor to PP. So this is the place where your where vendor and BP will be synchronized lined up. Synchronization means it will be lined up. Okay. Create new entry, group. What grouping you have done? You have created 99
DM.
okay, 99 DM, and for this .99 DM. So you can see that 99 DM, your number range is 99. Okay. So 90, whatever the number is inside, series inside of number ranges you have given. Now we are just aligning, synchronizing to each other. Hit enter, save. Correct. So see, and I have explained you that if you would have taken the same number ranges of BP group and your vendor customer group, so this tick box, same number you have to tick, because you did not give this same number, so you should not give this tick mark. Okay, go back, go to your configuration. This is done. Okay. Now let's create your BP, यानी vendor master first. BP, give business partner, okay, give supplier, create here create organization. Means create organization means your vendor is created in organization, right? Your company is an organization, right? In your company you are going to create your vendor in this organization, right? So choose organization. Okay, business partner, business partner will automatically will come based on your grouping which you have created. First of all, what you have to select here, you are going to create a vendor, means FLV N00, right? So you'll give, the system will give, do you want to create business partner in BP? Role FLVN00 standard. This is a standard, or do you want to save the first in BP role, this one, and then change it? So you do only create. Okay. And from here you select your domestic 9999 DM, I think 99. So 99 DM, how it is appearing? Because you have created the grouping, right? In that case, it is showing 99 DM. Means what? What is the meaning of this? You are going to create one domestic vendor in this role, means accounting role in your organization. Okay. Hit enter. Give your company and you give any name. What's your company name, Rohit?
ATFL.
Any name you give. Tata. Suppose Tata is your vendor. You is going to supply something. Right? You give Tata and Tata, or else you give. I have created this now one. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, of course.
It was slow, right?
नहीं ठीक है. Okay.
So you are creating Tata. Let me KHD Power Limited, or else you just select HD. Give any short form. When you search your vendor, this short form will display. And directly you come here, give any address like street number 456. Yeah.
All these tips is mandatory. Obviously, in this case.
Sorry. Your background noise is coming. Not able to understand. What are you saying?
Okay, I will ask later. I'll ask later.
Ah.
I'll ask later.
Okay. Region Delhi. Delhi region is what? So first you choose country. Sorry. Choose your country. Again. Then the region of Delhi. Display. Post box. Anything else? 5. Yeah. Hit enter. It will ask if any mandatory field is required. Language, give as English language. Telephone, mobile, whatever you want to give, you can give. Identification, control data, BP type. Okay. BP type is what? Okay. Already grouping I have provided. So let me save. And what is required entry field? External vendor number is empty. Okay. I think external number, your VP number, I think we have given SPRO. Financial accounting, global setting. Sorry. Accounts, receivable, payable, vendor, account, master data, preparation for creating vendor master, and number ranges. Assign number ranges to vendor account group. 99 DM. Again 99, and in the 99 what we have given 99 external. See, external we have given, we should not give external. External means we have to provide manually. Okay, you want your system to create vendor master. Required entry external number is empty. Go back, create once more BP organization. 99 DM is automatically selected, and if you select FLVN standard, create. Okay, company give this information. you folks. English. Hit enter. This coming payment terms. Okay, payment terms is not coming. So first of all, let's try to save it. Business partner 12,000 already exist. Okay, already exist means we have taken business partner 12,000 means we have taken this business partner number, right? It is giving this already exist means it's already created one business partner as a 12,000. So what we need to, because we have taken different number ranges of business partner which somebody has already created and used. So let's can you see my screen, guys?
Yes, Sarfaraz.
Cross application and SAP business partner. Business partner. Integration with customer vendor. What happened? Freezed.